You just entered a Strong Labs, the place to break down barriers and build up your cyber skills. What is going on, Cyber Warriors? Jason and Strong back with another video, and today we are on the advent of Cyber 2025, Day 3. TryHackMe has Splunk Basics Did You SIEM room prepared for us. The description says we're going to be learning how to ingest and parse custom log data using Splunk. And we have Mad Hats as well as Cyber Eye with the TryHackMe walkthroughs today. Before we get started with the lab, with the room, I would highly recommend anybody that is new. Let me start these machines real quick. But I would highly recommend anybody that is new to Splunk to read the task information, read through like all this information that TryHackMe provides, because they explain pretty much everything that we're going to be doing in this room, in this lab. Before I get ahead of myself, let me take a couple minutes to actually explain what Splunk is if you don't know already. So Splunk is a SIEM platform, or a SIM platform, some people call it. What a SIEM is, it stands for Security Information and Event Management. Basically, a SIEM is used to collect logs from a bunch of different systems like web servers, firewalls, or like authentication logs, and a bunch of other things, and bring them all together in one place. I'm gonna do this so I don't have to go back and forth between tabs every time. Now we're ready to get started. I copied the IP address and opened up our Splunk instance. Now we're going to go to search and reporting. All right. Now that we're here, now we can start searching. So as I told you guys to read through the TryHackMe instructions earlier, they have this command for us, or the search query for us. Index equals main. Or actually, before we do that, let me start with this index equals main and show you guys a little something. We got to change the time to all time. We're going to our past. But so as I was saying, that Splunk has a couple different types of logs that it could ingest. We have two logs right here that are called our source types. So we have two sources that we're generating logs from: firewall logs and web traffic. So we'll be using both of these depending on what the question is. What is the attacker IP found attacking and compromising the web server? Right here is the client IP. This has IP addresses that are seen in our logs. And you can clearly see right here that there's a huge uptick in logs that are coming from this specific IP address. Now, when a bad actor is trying to hack into a system, they're going to generate a lot of logs because they're doing a bunch of different things like reconnaissance, they're running Nmap scans, and they're just doing a whole lot. They're generating a lot of traffic, right? So we're going to put that for our first flag. And then which day was the peak traffic in the logs? Format, year, month, and date. Okay. So now we're going to want to see which day of the year did we have like our peak traffic. This also is something that TryHackMe gave us the search query for. We are going to look inside the web traffic source type, and then we're going to use time chart span equals 1 day counts. So basically, this is going to say, if it wants to load. Oh, sorry guys. So this is looking at the amount of traffic that we're getting each day. And then right here we're putting it in reverse, so we're starting from the highest down. And right here we see that on right here we see that on October 12th, 2025, we had 2,267 counts of logs, web traffic, basically. So we are going to copy and paste that. I hope I didn't just copy the whole page, and I did. Let's copy this into our notepad, and then we're going to bring this back to TryHackMe just to paste in, but I'm just doing this to be a little easier. And what is the count of Havage user agents found in the logs? All right, so now we're going to have to look for logs where the user agent field specifically contains the word Havage. So Havage is basically like an automated SQL injection tool. Attackers use this for a bunch of different purposes. I think you could use it to exfiltrate data. So we are going to go back to our web traffic source type. And type in user underscore agent equals, and then anything that has the word Havage in it. So right here, we are seeing all these different logs, automated SQL injection, and we're seeing all these different logs that are being posted. 993 events. So, what is the count of Havage user agents found in a log? 993. Next is flag 4. Now we're going to be looking at how many path traversal attempts to access sensitive files on the server were observed. Now let's see. So let's go back to Splunk. Get rid of this query. So for this flag, we're looking at path traversal attacks. These requests, let me go back to Nope. They look something like this. Let's see. Something like that, you know? So like what's happening is the attacker's trying to escape the current folder that it's in, the websites folder. So they type the dot to go up a directory, and then dot again to get them out of another directory. So to go up 2 directories. Because usually websites live in www.html. So then when they're going up one, they're going to www and then up another one, bar. And then now they can, let's see, password to get to one of your most critical folders on your computer, on your system. So TryHackMe has this search query for us, 658. So what this is finding is basically we're only looking for the attacker's traffic, traffic that's coming from this IP address, and anytime they use any of like these escape slashes, these dots or like the slashes, and then we're doing stats count to give us the exact amount of times, the total count that this happened. So 658. Let's get rid of this. 658, and then we're on our last flag. Let's go, guys. Examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP from the compromised server? All right. Last one, but not the least one. So we are going to, I think in the question, it says examine the firewall logs. So we've been using the web traffic logs. We've been examining the web traffic logs. Now we're going to move over to the firewall logs and see how much data was compromised / exfiltrated out of our server. So TryHackMe tells us that the internal web server IP is 10.10.1.5. So we're going to filter outbound traffic that's coming from that host to the attacker. So from us to that attacker. So put this command in here. Source type equals firewall logs. And then source IP is our internal. And then destination IP is the attacker's IP address. We fix these quotation marks real quick and hit enter. So 258 events. Right here, we're seeing the bytes transferred, seeing all the different logs in the firewall. But what we're going to want to do is add them up. Stats, sum, bytes transferred. So it's going to add up every outbound packet that the attacker received, and this is our flag. So now let's take it back to TryHackMe and enter what we've gotten. All right, guys, and that is all 5 flags. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, a comment, and be sure to subscribe because I will be posting every single day for the next couple weeks. See you guys.